Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So today we're going to ask the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine, what are their hopes and fears when it comes to this relationship? What are the hopes and what are the fears when it comes to both relationships? We're going to use this for the Divine Masculine and this pile for the Divine Feminine. Feel free to switch roles if you identify with the other side, as we are all both the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine. Okay. Also, this is a collective reading, so please take what resonates and leave the rest. Also, I'm very excited to announce my new Etsy shop. Please check it out below. And that is where, if you'd like to get a reading or check out my course, you can check out my Etsy shop. Okay, so let's start. So also, if you're interested, if you decide to subscribe to my channel, I am offering 10-minute free readings to all of my new subscribers. You can email me at twinflamealchemisttarot@gmail.com, and you can give me your one question, and I will send it back to you, a 10-minute free reading via private video. So what are the hopes and fears? Okay, so what are the hopes and fears for the Divine Masculine when it comes to this relationship? What are the hopes and fears? What are the hopes and fears for the Divine Masculine when it comes to their Divine Feminine? Two cards. What are the hopes and fears, please? Two cards. What are the hopes and fears? Oh, very interesting. Okay, that's very interesting. So they hope that you have patience with them. The Divine Masculine hopes that the Divine Feminine has patience with them. Okay, I almost feel like these are the Divine Feminines, right? The Divine Feminines are all about patience, right? The Divine Masculine, it's almost like it's almost like the Divine Feminine is trying to master their Divine Feminine side. The Divine Masculine is trying to master their Divine Masculine side, right? Because the Divine Masculine is all about forward going. The Divine Feminine is all about being patient. So they're the ones being patient. So they're hoping that their Divine Feminines are being patient with them. That's what they're hoping. Well, what they're fearing is that they don't get any kind of recognition or reward or something for all their hard work they're doing. So they are doing a lot of work right now on themselves, and they fear that you'll still reject them in some way, is what I'm getting on that. That's very interesting. But we'll get more information on that. Let's look at the Divine Feminine. What are the hopes and fears when it comes to the Divine Feminine? What are the hopes and fears? What are the hopes and fears when it comes to the Divine Feminine? Two cards, please. What are the hopes and fears, I should say, when it comes to their own Divine Masculine? When it comes to their Divine Masculine, what are their hopes and fears? Two cards. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. Okay. We got Seven of Swords reversed, and we have Three of Cups, celebration, community. So it's like their fear, okay, the Divine Feminine's fear is that their Divine Masculine is being deceptive. So they hope they're not being deceptive. Well, I guess I'm sorry, that's their hope. That's what they're telling me. This is their hope. They're hoping that their Divine Masculine is not being deceptive. They're not, trying to pretend to be something that they're not. That they're, hiding something. Okay. Their fear is that there's a third party. Okay. So that is a fear. We got Three of Cups. So that is a fear, or this can mean, or there's another scenario here, or their hope is that, there could be some kind of get together, celebration with their Divine Masculine, and their fear is that their Divine Masculine is being deceptive in some way. Okay, but let's get more information. Let's start with the Divine Masculine first. Okay, so why is this here when it comes to hope and fear? Why is patience here with Three of Pentacles reversed? Why is this here, please? What is the Divine Masculine's hope and fear? Why Why is this here? One card, please. Why is this here? One card. Well, yeah, they're not using their intuition, okay? So intuitively, if they were to use their intuition, they would know that their divine feminine would, of course, recognize them for their hard work, but they're not. They're using their logic on this. So, but let's do another deck. Let's do another deck. Let's use this deck. Why is this here? Why? Then we'll do the map card. We're going to do map next. Why is this here? What is the divine masculine's hopes and fears? Why is patience here with recognition and reward reversed? Why is this here? Differences. Yeah. They're fearing that you guys are just too different. That maybe your differences would get in the way. Okay, they're opposites do attract though, but they're feeling like maybe our differences, or they're hoping that your differences will complement each other. What else? What else is a hope and fear of the divine masculine, please? What else is a hope and fear? What else? Or a hope or fear when it comes to this relationship? Yeah. Lust is reversed. I love it. It's reversed, right? So they're hoping that this is not just a relationship about lust. Okay, they don't want this just to be your everyday seductive, like, one night stand type relationship. They're hoping that this is long term. They do not want this to be a relationship about lust. It's beautiful. What else is a hope and fear? What else is a hope and fear about this relationship for the divine masculine side? What else? What else? Yeah. Strength. They hope that this is a strong relationship. They want to know how to strengthen this relationship. They hope, or they fear that this won't be a strong relationship, but they hope that this is a very strong relationship. Let's get the map. I said I would use the map, so let's check it out. Let's just see what comes up. What else? What else is a hope or fear? What is a hope or fear for the divine masculine? What is a hope or fear for the divine masculine, please? Interesting. So we have wide open reversed. So it's almost like they fear that perhaps their divine feminine will not be open to whatever perspective they have, or be wide open to this adventure, or like afraid that they wouldn't maybe stay in it for the long run, that they wouldn't be wide open to all the possibilities that this relationship could bring. Interesting. So I'll pull one more. What else is a hope and fear of the divine masculine? And then I'll just pull 3 from the bag. And then we'll do the divine feminine. Okay, one more. Any more hopes and fears? Any more hopes and fears the divine masculine has about this relationship? Okay, mothering, teaching, sharing, nurturing. Yes. So this is the nurturing card. So they fear that perhaps you may not that the divine feminine may not be as nurturing, or because this is reversed. So it's almost like they fear that perhaps their divine feminine would be a bit cold towards them, not maybe warm towards them. Okay, that makes sense. And now we're just going to pull a few from the bag. Any more hopes and fears? We'll just pull one. Yeah, they fear that their divine feminine might be wearing a mask, maybe pretending to, like, maybe pretending, or the way I look at mask is not showing your true feelings or whatever mask means to you. Okay, I'll pull one more. Any more hopes and fears for the divine masculine? Now we got winter. That's interesting. Winter. I think they're hoping. I think they're hoping to get together by the winter. That's a hope that they're having. Now, whether you're from the other side of the world or whether you're in America or whatever, wherever you're from, whenever winter is, that's like they're hoping to kind of see you by then. Okay, very interesting. Okay, we'll put that back in the bag. So now let's look at the divine feminine about their hopes and fears. So we'll do the same decks. We'll pull a couple from this deck. We'll pull two cards. What are the divine feminine's hopes and fears about their divine masculines, please? Two cards. What is their hopes and fears when it comes to their divine masculines, please? Two cards. Oh, that's so interesting. Wow. Very interesting. So they're hoping, the divine feminine hopes that the divine masculine can see their inner beauty, not just their outer beauty. They're hoping that their divine masculine will notice their inner beauty as well, really love them for them, not just how attractive they are. And they're fearing that perhaps they will be made to feel invisible. Okay, that makes total sense to me, actually. So perhaps the divine masculine maybe didn't make them feel like they were seen in some way. So the divine feminine's fear is that they are not being seen by their divine masculine. Okay, that's very interesting. Let's do one more. Any more hopes and fears? Any more hopes and fears that the divine feminine has about their divine masculine? Any more fears, please? Hopes or fears? Yeah, they fear that there'll be no movement in this relationship, that this relationship will stay stuck. They fear that there'll be no more movement. So that makes sense as well. Let's do a map card with this deck as well. What is the divine feminine's hope or fear when it comes to this relationship with their divine masculine? What is the hope or fear that they're having when it comes to their divine masculine? What is the hope or fear, please? One card. That their shadows will be mirrored back to them. Yes, because we all know it's a mirror, right? It's a big mirror between us and our twin flames. So for some of the divine feminines, they have this fear. Obviously, this is the fear card, fear in general. So the moonlight, being in fear that their shadows will be mirrored back to them. I know I had that fear. I'm like, oh, please stop mirroring back my shadows. Because as you know, your twin flame has no choice but to mirror back to you what's not healed inside of you. That's their job. So I totally get that as being a fear. I totally get it. Let's see if we can get something from this deck. Okay, what for the divine feminine, what is their hope or fear? What is their hope or fear when it comes to their divine masculine, please? We'll do one card. One card. What is their hope or fear when it comes to their divine masculine, please? Interesting. Story keeper, tell your story. That's so interesting. It's like you're hoping that your divine masculine tells their story. That's very interesting. And that's a hard one because the truth of the matter is, and if you were to take my course, you'll understand why you and your twin flame don't actually have a past. So to go over the stories to see if they match up, it probably, well, I explain why in my course. you can't go back to the past. It's a relationship of in the now. So I get that. I totally get that. The divine feminine is hoping to hear the story, to figure out what happened, like what's been going on, like what's been going on this whole time, the story, and you want like you want to gain wisdom by what's been happening. Also, what this could mean is that the divine feminine wants to tell their story. It's like they want to share their wisdom. They're hoping to share their wisdom with others based on this twin flame journey. That's beautiful. That's really good. Yeah, definitely do that. Write your legacy. Any more fears or hopes when it comes to the divine feminine? Any more? Yeah, so that's their fear, all right? Fear of this romance not happening. Yeah, that would make sense. Fear of the romance not. But let's grab a few from the bag. We'll do the same thing. We'll do one, and then we'll grab one more if we want to. Okay, what is the hope or fear of the divine feminine? One just fell out. All right, we'll see what that was, and then we'll just grab one more. All right. Okay, of course, they hope for love, and they hope to meet on that love vibration, to have that vibrational match. But of course, they hope for love. What fell out? Ooh, pedestal. Ooh, pedestal. That makes sense. It's like they fear that pedestal. They fear putting their twin flame on a pedestal, right? It's almost like, oh, what do I need to be for them to like me? What can I do? And that, you're right, is not good when you put your twin flame on a pedestal. So that makes sense that would be a fear. Yes. Putting your twin flame on a pedestal. Yes. Okay, now let's get some messages. Okay, so that was very enlightening. I hope that helped you to see what your fears and what your hopes are with each other. Okay, so let's get two cards. What does the divine masculine want their divine feminine to know? Two cards. What does the divine masculine want the divine feminine to know? Two cards. All right. So the first card is, I feel badly for the way that I treated you. You didn't deserve that. And the other one is, I know I screwed things up and honestly have no idea how to fix it. I have no idea how to fix it. Okay, that's what the divine masculine wants their divine feminine to know. Let's see what the divine feminine wants their divine masculine to know. Two cards, please. What does the divine feminine want the divine masculine to know? Two cards. All right, so the divine feminine wants our divine masculine to know. Even though I don't show it, I am sorry for how things went between us. And I will come back for you. Yes, beautiful. I will come back for you. That's beautiful. All right, well, I do hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button. You know what? And please, if you have any suggestions, if there's a question you would like me to ask for the divine feminine, divine masculine, please let me know. I'm open to suggestions, of course. Also, please check out my Etsy shop below if you're interested. And also, if you're interested in a 10-minute free reading, if you subscribe, just let me know at twinflamealchemisttarot@gmail.com. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, everyone. Bye.